The Prentice Alsop Heating and Air Coaches Corner, fueled by Donut Country and McDonald's Murfreesboro on FM 101.9 and AM 1450 Murfreesboro, FM 100.5 Smyrna, and streaming at WGNSSports.com.
And this portion of the show brought to you by First National Bank of Middle Tennessee. If you're looking for a hometown feel with your bank, turn to the First National Bank of Middle Tennessee, offering full-service banking and mortgage services. And we welcome to the show Ben Caudill, the head coach of the Stewarts Creek Redhawks. And I'm telling you, Coach, congratulations. That's the first thing. I know you're glad the regular season's over and looking forward to a long playoff run, we hope.
Very much so. Thank you.
You know, I've been, and maybe I shouldn't, I've been singing y'all's praises all year long. I said, watch out, Stewarts Creek. Watch out, Stewarts Creek. I said, playoffs and all that. I said, because we've seen you enough to know your defense is solid, offense is solid, and, you know, when you put that together, I didn't say they were the greatest offense or the greatest defense I've ever seen. But, boy, they're totally solid, both ends of the ball. And to me, you're going to be a tough out in the playoffs.
Yeah, you know, I think, you know, you got to have all three phases of the game kind of working in unison. You know, that's certainly been the case for us when things have gone well this year with field position and just the momentum and flow of a game. You know, it's a big deal, you know, when your defense knows, hey, our offense is on a roll tonight, and you know, on the other side, when you can go through a game offensively and know, hey, we're going to have good field position. Our defense is playing at a high level tonight, and you know, so that's certainly got to be the case for us moving forward as well.
I think, and I didn't mean that being solid is a put down. I'm talking about. They make it to be great, a great team. A great team has to have both of those, and it starts with, you know, your quarterback who's been tremendous this year. You've got that stable running game going, but Brian and I were talking about the other day. I said it seemed there's a little something different. It's like attitude, maybe. You know, like we're going to win, not. We may win. We're going to win. Is that safe to say?
I think there's a lot of things that go into this team that you know, are really distinct and kind of make this team different from the others. And we've had tremendous leadership in the past, and we've certainly had a lot of belief in the past. You know, but I think this group is there's a different level of maturity about them. You know, they're really good at you know, toning down the noise, and you know, I'll say another thing. You know, they love practice. This group is, I'd say, maybe more than any team that I've coached ever. You know, they love practice. They love getting after it in practice. They love practicing hard, and they love trying to go 1-0 Monday through Thursday. And I'll tell you, John, it's been a different situation for us. You know. Just when something's expected of you, you know, going out there and doing it when something's expected of you, when all the pressure's on you and the target's on your back. You know, last night against McGavick, you know, they, in my opinion, you know, had a ball in their receiver's hands in the end zone at the end of the Cane Ridge game. Rossview's a 3 seed in their region. I thought that McGavick really should have won that game. Looking at the Smyrna game with McGavick, I mean, it was 16-0 late in the third quarter, and you know, we told our kids all week McGavick's got several guys that could carry the ball for any team that we've played all season. And, you know, just showing up and, you know, scoring 35 points, I mean, it doesn't just happen. I mean, it's hard. It's hard to do things when things are expected of you, and when teams just expect you to show up and play at a high level. It takes a lot of leadership. It takes a special group that can be mentally focused each and every week and not being next week or living on the success of last week. And so this has been a really fun group to be around, to say the least.
And going into this game last night against McGavick, you've clinched. You know, you pretty much know what's going to happen the following week. Were you worried about a letdown at all? Because, I mean, that would be in my mind. I'm like going, okay, it's the last game of the year, and here we go. And, you know, we should beat McGavick. And did that enter your mind? It didn't enter theirs, evidently.
Well, I try to make sure it enters mine and leaves really fast before it even enters the teams, you know, because, it was our first away game since September, so it's been 5 weeks since we played at Antioch. And, our band is setting up for the state band competition that they host, and so they weren't able to come. And so there were a lot of things, logistically, McGavock, the locker room is nowhere near the field. And so there were a lot of things that, we had to piece through, and I think our guys handled it really well. That's going to be the case the rest of the season. Nothing's going to be handed to you. I told our team what we're trying to do. When you're trying to win your first region championship in school history, it's not just going to be handed to you.
Mm-hmm.
You got to go earn it. And I feel like this team has. We went on the road at Antioch in a monsoon on a grass field, and certainly that was a big step for our program. Our first win against Smyrna, and the maturity that I feel like our team showed that week. Just really impressed me. It was, it takes a lot to get to this point. And, a lot of people forget, we were at this point in 2020, and then, half our coaching staff and, almost half our team gets quarantined, and we didn't even get to play that last game of the season or the first round. And we had the chance to win the region, going into that last game in 2020. And so, this is a moment that, obviously we're all focused on the playoffs right now, but I had to, as a coach, acknowledge this with our team last night. Hey, there's a lot of firsts we can say. This is the most wins we've ever had. This is the first region championship, first opportunity to play a home playoff game. And, we're going to turn the page very quickly, but at the same time, this is something I'm really, really proud of.
Ben Caudill is our guest. I want to mention some people last night. Caleb Floyd, 19 rushes for 87 yards, 3 touchdowns, also a touchdown reception. Jeremy Smith had 116 total yards, and Jerry Taylor, 9 of 13 for 83 yards and a TD, and rushed for 10 yards. And Jerry just seems to do whatever is necessary. Like if you need a yard here, a yard there, he can run it. He's pretty consistent with the passing, but he doesn't have to with the running game. He doesn't have to throw 250 yards every game, and he kind of knows that. I'm in awe of the way they work together, and I guess that still comes back with being together and loving each other and that type of thing.
Yeah, I was proud of Jerry last night. I thought it was probably his most efficient game, just making great decisions in the red zone. He pulled it down and ran it a few times, and having multiple guys that can touch the ball, we feel like we got a lot of guys that need it, and try to spread the love around. Marcel Gordon is one who had a touchdown late. Being able to run the football when the weather's cold and in the second half is a big deal, and being able to execute in the passing game and be balanced is huge. This is once again just a group that's unselfish. Nobody cares how many touches they get. Whoever the hot hand is that night is who's going to get the ball. And I was proud of our defense for really playing better as the game went on last night. We subbed a little too early, and our backups gave up a score. But, I tell you, McGavock, it was their senior night, really talented team, and certainly something for us to build on as we head into the playoffs.
Okay, I want to mention one other thing to make you lose sleep at night, okay, Coach? You know how many plays you were from being undefeated? Okay, but you know what I mean? How good a year this has been. That game, 2 or 3 plays, and it's a 10-0 season, so that would have been another first. But it just goes to show you how to go through that season and really be 3 plays or 4 from being 10-0. It's pretty amazing, really. It's an amazing story.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of things in the game you're referencing that I don't know what our record would be if we didn't go play on the road against. That's why you play against quality teams non-region, and we learned some things that night.
It helped, didn't it?
That we had to fix, and but once again, I can't help but be a little reflective, and I told our team at my previous stop in 17 and 18, we played McGavock in the first round both years, looking here now 6-7 years later, those 2 years Stewarts Creek didn't make the playoffs, and here we are, 6 years later, with the opportunity to host tremendous opponent. Independence is a team we scrimmage in the spring. Their head coach is one of my closest buddies. He lives here in Rutherford County. I can't remember if it's in our zone or just over in Blackman's zone. And this team has taken on his character. They are a super tough team. They're not going to be out of position. They're full of a roster of kids that are eating 3 meals a day. And I told our team last night, I'm so proud about what we've accomplished, but we are 0-0 at this point.
Yeah.
And we are playing an Independence team that's got a big quarterback. They got some beautiful kids, outside linebacker that's, I believe, headed to MTSU. And we've got our work cut out for us, I can assure you. The records don't matter. This Independence team has played Oakland. They've played Beach. They've played, obviously, the gauntlet of Williamson County. And, this is going to be a tremendous challenge for our team. And I'm incredibly excited for the opportunity for us to host them, our first home playoff game in school history.
The crowd's just going to be crazy. I mean, we're going to be there. So
Awesome.
we decided to be there. Yeah. We want some of that insanity over there. And and Todd Harris won't leave us alone if we don't. So, great AD.
Y'all going to be taken care of.
Yes, sir.
You know that's a given.
We sure will. Ben, good luck, and keep it going.
Thank you.
All right. That's Ben Caudill, the head coach of the Stewarts Creek Redhawks. First home playoff game in the history of the school. Amen. This portion of the show brought to you by Tennessee Orthopedic Alliance, TOA, the largest and most comprehensive orthopedic surgery group in Middle Tennessee. Find out more at TOA.com.
You've changed thousands of diapers, played hours of peekaboo and duck goose. You do anything to protect your kids. I'm State Farm Agent Emerson Williams, and it's important to protect them with life insurance. I can make it easy and affordable for you to protect your family.
In Rutherford